So welcome to all of my young friends. So we are resuming our journey through science, and for the next 2 days, Uncle will be talking to you on electricity. So in this journey, everything is new to us. So electricity also very much new to us. So in this class, Uncle is going to tell you about, or my intention is to introduce to you a machine called electrical generator, how the electricity is produced, the very basic concept of electricity. That is the intention of these 2 basis classes. So with this brief introduction, let us start our class. So my very first question is, do you know this guy? Anyone?
Yes, Tanu Padmanabhan.
Correct. He is Tanu Padmanabhan. Anything else?
He died yesterday. Yes, day before yesterday, I think.
Actually on 17th of this month. Today is 20th. He died on 17th of September 2002. Okay, Rishikesh, continue. Or else, Navajit?
And he have some discoveries on Einstein's theory and gravitational forces.
Okay. Very fine. Navajit, do you have anything to add up?
No, sir.
No. Okay. What Rishikesh said is very much correct. And all of above, he is a Malayali. He was born at Trivandrum and studied there at some schools. And he then settled at Pune. He was doing research work in physics there at Pune. And he made very important contributions to physics. And we actually compare Tanu Padmanabhan as India's Einstein. His basic work was on gravity and dark energy. He made very much contributions on gravitational theory. You know about gravity. Very first, Newton made a discovery on gravity. He made some formulas. Then Einstein corrected it. Einstein told that gravity is actually not a force, but Rishikesh, gravity is actually,
No idea. Like rubber sheet.
okay. Einstein told that it is actually the curvature of space-time, curvature of space-time. And he developed a general theory of relativity regarding this. And when we go to the very minute world, what we call as quantum world, and this macroscopic world, the general theory of relativity is not applicable at quantum world. So Tanu Padmanabhan actually tried to combine general theory of relativity with quantum world. His primary contribution to this world, physics era is one thing. You people have to keep in mind this, because from this very concept, thereon people will be building up other theories and making many contributions later. We have to wait for that. Actually, he made a contribution to the let us say continuum of the space-time, the structure of space-time. Actually, people were thinking that space-time is non-porous, meaning that there is no holes in it. But Thanu Padmanabhan told that actually the space-time is porous. It has got very minute holes in it. That is his theory. And now people will be building up theories on this, and we think that in a near future the quantum theories, and there will be a quantum theory of gravitation. So that will be a very great achievement. That would be a very great achievement. So his primary contribution is that about the fabric of our space-time. He said that it is porous, it is having holes, very minute holes. You have to keep in mind this point. You have to keep in mind this very point. Okay, Rishikesh?
Yes, sir.
Navjit, are you okay with
Yes,
that? Okay. Always keep this point in your mind. So, okay, this is Thanu Padmanabhan. He born in 1957 and he died 3 days back. A very great Malayali. So now let us move over to our subject, electricity. So my next question to you is, what is electricity? What is electricity? There were many classes on electricity in this platform, and I think most of them might have defined electricity. So what is electricity? Rishikesh?
Sir,
Rishikesh,
flow of current of electrons.
Okay. Electricity is flow of electrons. That is correct. That is correct. Is there any other definitions for that? Electricity is if we ask any school student about what is electricity, they will tell like this: electricity is flow of electrons. Now, Jit, do you have any other definition?
No, sir.
No. Kannan, what about you?
Sorry.
Kannan is actually civil engineer, huh?
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay. Let us say electricity is flow of electrons. Let us satisfy with that principle right now. And do you know who is coined as the father of electricity?
I think Michael Faraday.
That is from Rishikesh. Rishikesh. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, we call Michael Faraday as the father of electricity. Father of electricity. So yes, you are correct. Michael Faraday is the father of electricity because he is the inventor of dynamo. He invented dynamo, a machine which produces electricity. That is why we call him as father of electricity. And during the time of Faraday, at earlier times, there was electricity. Humans were known of electricity, and they were producing electricity mainly using chemical cells. You know, battery is an example. Through chemical cells, we were generating electricity in small amounts. But Faraday made an equipment. He found out a principle known as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, meaning that he found out that electricity and magnetism are somewhat related. He was the man who very first found out the relationship between electricity and magnetism. So using electrical conductors and magnets, he made a machine called dynamo, which could produce electricity. And its larger versions can produce very huge amounts of electricity. So we call Faraday as the father of electricity. Now, Jit and Rishikesh, Kannan, are you people satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, any more clarifications? So, father of electricity is Michael Faraday. Okay, sure. Huh? You three won't forget it. Okay?
No. Okay.
So let us move over to next slide. Faraday is a very wonderful person. So let us look at his story, a little bit of his story. He was born in 1791 and died in 1867. Huh? 67. Okay. Born in 1791 and died in 1867. 67. And he was born in a very poor family in England. And he had formal school education till 4th standard. Okay. He had formal school education till 4th standard. Then he went to a printing press as an apprentice. At the age of 14, he went to a printing press as an apprentice to support his family. But as a boy, he was very curious, a very curious boy, a very good reader, and a very good experimentalist. These were his qualities: curiosity, reader, and an experimentalist. So these are the qualities what we need for a scientist: curiosity, reading capability, and the capacity to do experiments. These are the qualities of a scientist. and Faraday was a self-taught man having a very great mind, and he was given or what I can say, he was offered many awards, but he rejected all those because of his religious beliefs. He was given the knighthood by the British Empire, but he rejected this. Many awards were offered to him. All those were rejected by him because of his certain beliefs. But later, he was given the Fullerian Professor of Chemistry at Royal Institution of Great Britain. He was admitted to Royal Institution of Great Britain, a very great academic institution, and he was given a professorship of chemistry, Fullerian Professor of Chemistry. It is like an award. So Faraday was from a very poor family. He had formal education till 4th standard. Then onwards, he was a self-taught man, a very curious boy, a reader, very good reader, and a very good experimentalist, and a self-taught man. So he was an Englishman. He was born in England. He was born in England. So while doing experiments, actually during the time of 1831, during those periods, while doing experiment with electricity, meaning that with chemical cells, generated from chemical cells, he noticed a very subtle, very simple but elegant thing. He noticed while he was doing experiments with electricity and generated from chemical cells, and he noticed that a magnetic needle, which was very much near to the current flowing conductor, was making deflections when he was switching on and off the electricity or the chemical cell. By switching on and off time, he noticed that a small magnetic needle near to his experimental setup was making slight deflections. So what we will think about that? Okay, you were doing some experiments and something nearby is making small deflections in all the deflections. So Rishikesh, do you give any attention to that?
I think I will not.
Okay. Thanks for your answer. What about Navjit?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So most probably, most of the people doesn't make any attention to like such things. There is no possibility for that. But Faraday was a very curious man, very curious, and he was very much attracted to that thing. He was very much attracted to that thing. He thought about all those things, and this is one famous quote of Faraday. This was said by Faraday. What is it said? What is it? Could you read out, Rishikesh? Could you?
Nature is our kindest friend and best critic in experimental science. If we only allow her intimation to fall unbiased on our minds.
Okay, for unbiased on our minds. This was said by Faraday. Actually, all scientists are actually trying to study nature. We are trying to understand or study nature. That is what scientists do. So, Faraday has said that nature is actually our kindest friend and best critic in experimental science. What we have to do is we just allow her intimation to fall unbiased on our minds. We have to look at nature in an unbiased way, with a very pure, non-corrupted mind. We have to look at nature with a very pure and non-corrupted mind. If you look at nature in that way, nature will give you the correct answer for your questions. So this is such an incident. Faraday was making certain experiments and a small magnet was there near to his experimental setup. And during in the course of his experiments, the magnet was making some movements. Actually, while flowing current through the conductor, the magnet is making movements. So after making so many experiments and all those, he concluded this thing, that electricity, okay, through the wire, through the electrical conductor, actually current or electricity is flowing, and near to it there was a magnet, and while flowing current, the magnetic needle is making some movements. So we can very much conclude that electricity and magnetism are related. Somehow they are related. Faraday made a conclusion like that. Do you agree with that, Rishikesh and Navjit?
Yes, sir.
Could we conclude like that? Electricity and magnetism are related.
Yes, sir.
And what about you?
Yes.
Okay. We can conclude that somehow electricity and magnetism are related. And today we know that they are inseparable. Where there is electricity, there is magnetism. You have to keep in mind this last sentence. Where there is electricity, there is magnetism. Okay? Okay. Navjit, please read it out for us, the third sentence.
Where there is electricity, there is magnetism.
Rishikesh, one more time.
Where there is electricity, there is magnetism.
So you have to keep in mind this thing.
Yes, sir.
Electricity and magnetism are very much related, They are inseparable. Where there is electricity, there is magnetism. Magnetism is a property of moving charges. Moving charges, that is current. You know, moving charges is current. Moving charge is what we call as current. So current and magnetism are inseparable. They are very much related. And Faraday thought on it. He thought on it and experimented. He continued experimenting on it. So in the earlier experimental setup, what we saw was this thing. There was an electrical conductor. It was stationary electrical conductor, and current was flowing through that conductor. So a magnet was making movement. Magnet is now making movement. So Faraday then thought like this: should a moving conductor produce electricity? Should a moving conductor in the vicinity of a stationary magnet produce electricity? You have to read the sentence like that. A moving conductor. Now we are moving the conductor near to a magnet, stationary magnet. Magnet is kept stationary here, and we are moving the conductor. Okay, it is something like opposite to the earlier experimental setup. Earlier, the conductor was stationary, then magnet was moving, current was flowing through the conductor. Okay, that was the earlier setup. Now Faraday was making another question, and he made another experimental setup in which he kept the magnet stationary here, and he moved the electrical conductor to the vicinity of this magnet, and tried to find out whether any electrical properties are being generated in the conductor. And he studied about the electrical characteristic of a moving conductor placed to the vicinity of a magnet. So Faraday is right now making the opposite, so let us say the opposite of the earlier experimental setup. And he found that it is yes. His answer was yes. Okay. A stationary magnet, moving conductor right now, moving conductor. So a current is flowing through the conductor. He found that a current is flowing through the conductor. Here we have got a stationary magnet and
Stationary magnet, the moving conductors.
And Faraday tried to find out the electrical characteristics of that conductor. He found that across the terminals of that conductor, a voltage is being produced. And if we make it as a closed circuit, a current will be flowing. Based on the result from this experiment, Faraday devised an equipment with stationary magnet with rotating electrical conductor. Let us say actually in his experimental setup, he used actually electrical conducting disc. It was not basically a conductor, what we call as a conductor or wire. He used disc, copper disc, actually copper. Copper is a very good conductor of electricity. And he made an experimental setup. And that was the very first equipment which could produce electricity. That was the very first equipment which could produce electricity. So in the next slide, we will see the very first electrical generator. We called dynamo, that thing, dynamo. This was the world's very first electrical generator. Here you can see a magnet. You can see a magnet, okay? A U-type magnet. You can see that. Okay, Navjit? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a magnet, a U magnet, and its north pole is here. You know, a magnet has got two poles, north and south. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, its north pole is here. So we have got the south pole at the other end. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is the magnet in his experimental setup, in his dynamo, or the very first electrical generator. This magnet, he kept this magnet stationary, and he made an arrangement in which an electrical conductor is moved in the vicinity or in the influence, under the influence of a magnet. So this is actually a copper disc, and he made a pedal like arrangement, a crankshaft, let us say, like such an arrangement to make this this disc rotating. Okay, so an electrical conductor being rotated in the influence of a magnet. So Uncle will be introducing a new word here. Let us say in a magnetic field. Magnetic field means near to a magnet. Near to a magnet. We will say that near to a magnet, there will be a magnetic field. So in a magnetic field, Faraday made an arrangement in which an electrical conductor is being rotated, and he made some arrangements. We can say it like some brushes. Let us say, okay, it's brush. Two brushes were made here to collect the electrical effect or the electrical current. So for the measurement, he put a measuring device here, a meter, an ammeter, let us say an ammeter here. And he looked at the ammeter by rotating this disc, and he was able to see that the needle is making changes, meaning that an electrical current is flowing in this way while we are rotating this disc. Okay, Navjit.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is basically the electrical generator. This is the electrical generator, and we can see its extended versions in our power stations. Power stations world over, we can see the extended version, a little bit modern version, but basically principle is the same. So this is the generator. This is what we need to make a generator. So now, Vijit, tell me what all things are needed to make a generator. You can look at the picture.
Magnet, brush, copper disc, and
Okay, that is what we need. That is what we need in order to make a electrical generator. The very basic parts are a magnet, then copper disc, and nowadays we call it as electrical conductors. Electrical conductors. Nowadays we don't use a disc here. We use electrical conductors. Okay. Basically we need a magnet and an electrical conductor. And these days, these conductors are arranged in a particular very wonderful fashion known as windings. We call it as windings, a very particular fashion. These conductors are arranged in a particular fashion called windings. Okay. So the very basic things we need to make a generator is a magnet and electrical conductor. Okay. Then, in order to make the generator working, we need another thing. In order to make the generator working, what we have to do? What we have to do here in this model, what we have to do? Avjit?
Sir, can you please repeat the question?
Okay, in order to make a electrical generator, basically we need a magnet and an electrical conductor. Okay, here an electrical disc. Okay, we made a electrical generator. When we, in order to make it working, what we have to do? When we say that it is okay, it is working, and this needle is showing some current. When we can say that this needle is showing some current, what we have to do for that?
Sir, rotate the electrical conductor.
Correct. That is the thing. In order to make it working, we have to rotate the disc or electrical conductor in this model. In this model or in this dynamo. But actually in modern day generator, we use the reverse thing actually. If you go to a modern day powerhouse, you can see that actually we are placing the conductor stationary. We are placing conductor stationary at a outer periphery, what we call as stator. There is a stator, an outer periphery, stationary arrangement. In that thing, we will be putting conductors in the form of winding. And we are putting the putting the magnet inside it, inside this stationary electrical conductors. We will put, let us say, a circular magnet and we will rotate this magnet. So electricity will be produced in the electrical conductors in the outer periphery of this this magnet. If we rotate the magnet, that is the principle. Actually, the opposite of this principle. That also is same as this principle. These are actually relative things. Here we are keeping the magnet stationary and rotating the conductor, and rotating the magnet and keeping the conductor stationary. Both give us the same result. So uncle was explaining about the electrical generator this day. So the word uncle explained about world's very first electrical generator. I think you got some idea about this thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So this is the principle of electromagnetic induction. So we will continue with this about this in the next class as well. So there we will go to something like fields, electrical field, magnetic field, and all those things. A little bit advanced mode of making a study about electricity. A little bit advanced mode of making. So right now you know how to produce electricity, whether you know the principles or not. You know how to produce electricity. Earlier times, there was a dynamo in our cycles. I am not quite sure whether in these days such an equipment is there in our cycles or not. So there the conductors will be rotated in a magnetic field, and actually we are rotating the things. Actually, the the conductors are connected to knob mechanism, and we will be putting that mechanism to our cycle tire, so that it will be getting rotated and electricity will be produced, so that our light at the front of our cycle will be glowing. So we use such a mechanism to produce light in the during the night times while we riding cycles. It's okay. So we, in the next class, meaning that tomorrow we won't have it. Day after tomorrow, we will be moving a little bit forward.